Right, so now let's take a look at the third part of the question, the part about circles. And it reads, use the diagram to find the diameter of the circle, and then the circumference of the circle. We have learnt in our lessons that the diameter is the distance from one side of the circumference to another side. It is the only chord within a circle that divides the chord into two equal parts. That is, the diameter can also be considered as a line of symmetry because it divides the circle into two equal parts. We also learned that the diameter is 2 times of the radius. That is, this 140 centimeters here is called the radius because it is a distance from the center of the circle to a point on the circumference. We learnt in our lessons that any line drawn from the center of the circle to any point at all on the circumference, it can be from here to here, from the center to this point on the circumference, from the center to this point of the circumference. Any line drawn from the center to any point on the circumference is a radius. It doesn't matter where on the circle that the radius is drawn. So this radius is 140 centimeters. And we know that the diameter is 2 times of the radius because if we are to draw another radius from here to here in a straight line, it means we are getting another 140 centimeters on the left hand side here. So our diameter is 2 times of the radius. And mathematically, we can write it as D equals 2R. That is, diameter equals 2 times the radius. And all that we have to do is our substitution. Once we know that the radius from the question is 140 centimeters, we have to just substitute 140 centimeters. Wherever you see R, you put the 140 centimeters there. So this 2 is the 2 that we have here, and the R has now been substituted with 140 centimeters. When you do your multiplication well, you are going to get 280 centimeters. You can easily do it in this way. You multiply 2 by 14, which will give you 28. And once 0 is here, you just attach your 0 to the 28 to have 280. That is a shortcut to how you do multiplications of numbers that have 0 at the back. So when you are done getting your solution, you finalize it by writing your therefore statement. Therefore, the diameter of the circle is 280 centimeters. So now let's look at the circumference of the circle, how you'll be able to find the circumference of a circle. We have learnt in our lessons that the circumference is just like the perimeter. It is the distance around the circle. So circumference is distance around the circle. And mathematically, we can write the circumference as C equals 2 times pi times r. That is 2 times pi times the radius. The r stands for radius. And pi, we have learnt in our lessons that it is a constant, which is 22/7. So circumference C equals 2 times pi times r, which is the radius. And then all you have to do is your substitution. Pi has been given already. Pi is 22/7. And the radius is also in the question, which is 140 centimeters. That is what we have here. So you just do your substitution. This is 2, then the 22/7 is for pi. So 2 times pi times r. That is 2 times 22/7, which stands for pi, and then the radius, that is 140 centimeters. You write it here. Now, we have 7 as a denominator here. Can I use this 7 here to cancel the 140 that we have here? 7 will divide 140 how many times? So you use 7 to cancel 14. When you use 7 to cancel 14, you get 2. Then you use 7 to cancel 0, then you get 0. So it means 7 will divide 140 20 times. So that is what we have here. So this is your 2 times 22. This 7 is no more there because we have used the 7 to cancel the 140 to get to the 20 that we have here. Now, we can just simplify it by multiplying this 2 by 22 here. Multiplication is commutative, so it doesn't matter how you multiply them, you get the same answer. So let's use 2 to multiply this 22 that we have here. So 2 times 22 is what? 44. So 44 times 20 centimeters is going to give us 880 centimeters. The only thing that I want to remind you is that when you are dividing 7 by 140, that is when you are canceling 7 and 140, or when you are dividing 140 by 7, don't forget about this 0. So 7 will go into 140 20 times. First, you use the 7 to cancel the 14, which will give you 2. Then 7 will cancel this 0 time as well. So 7 will go into 140 20 times. Or 140 divided by 7, you get 20. Then 2 times 22 will give you 44 here. Then you multiply it by the 20 that we have here to give you your 880 centimeters. And also, circumference is distance around a circle. It is not the area. So don't write square here. Remember, circumference is not area. So don't write square here. Alright. So when you get your answer, you finalize everything with your therefore statement. Therefore, the circumference of the circle is 880 centimeters. So that concludes our question 1. We'll continue with the rest of the questions on a separate video.